All right, we're gonna see if our stream picks up, and today we are gonna go on a hunt for a bad cap that is preventing this poor phone from booting. Let me look around and see if I have their note. This is Kevin. Data recovery won't power on. Device passcode required for testing. I will update the ticket. Let's see if he updated the ticket before we go too far. All right. Looks like we got a hi from YouTube. So it looks like we're doing good over there. So I am going to check out the ticket on Repair Shopper, which has all the information for every device that's here, all in one place. Super handy. And let's see what the deal is. So we're going to try to fix this phone, which will be fun, and then we will see if we can fix the bowling alley's oil Zamboni. I think it's like a Zamboni, the bowling alley thing. Yes. All right, let's see if he updated the ticket. Okay, great. So customer says the passcode is blah, blah, blah. And it is there. Yay, perfect. Good job, Repair Shopper. So if you're running a cell phone repair shop, Repair Shopper really is a fantastic solution. And I say that a lot because Repair Shopper is our sponsor. So click the link in the video description and give them a try. You can do a free trial for a month and see what it can do for you. All right, so this is a iPhone 6s that's here for data recovery, and according to the multimeter, which here on the iPad Rehab channel we use trust-based multimeter rather than the fancy stuff that you can see on the screen. So you're gonna have to trust me that the multimeter says what is that saying? Oh, okay, we'll say yes on that. The multimeter says on the VCC main line, let's see what it says. It says full short. You hear that beep? That means it has full continuity to ground. That's not good for a line that's supposed to hold power. So let's take a look at this board under the microscope. It does not appear to be water damaged. It does not appear to be water damaged. And we can look around here and look for any kind of VCC main damage. So I took the shields off so we could take a peek. And this all looks normal to me. I don't see any long screw damage. I don't even see a blown backlight filter. Looks good over there. And all that looks good. All this looks good. Looking around here, some of these are VCC main caps, but nothing is jumping out at me. So this could be a cap or it could be a chip. And nothing looks untoward anywhere. I'm looking for anything that looks burned. That's gonna jump out at me. Show yourself, bad cap. Sometimes it's these guys. Sometimes it's been that guy. Sometimes it's these guys. And I kicked off the two guys here. One of them I thought looked like it had a little bit of a dot on it, but not really that big of a deal. So what I've done is I have soldered some wires to our VCC main line so that we can do something that I rarely do, which is let's look for it by heat, by injecting voltage into VCC main. So this is not a strategy that I use a whole lot. People ask me, why don't you use heat-based detection? And here's why. My first tool is to use the multimeter and visual observation and then history of the device to try to think, how could this device have this problem? So for a phone that really never saw water, that doesn't have any signs of corrosion anywhere on the board, how could it become a VCC main shorted phone? Usually there's going to be some kind of a sign on the board. So we just looked and I don't see any sign of a VCC main short. So I have absolutely zero visual evidence to go on. So then I think about history. What could have caused this to happen? And for a VCC main short, the only thing that I could think of that would be kind of a signature problem or history would be if the backlight had been blown, that I could see backlight driver itself getting hot. If there was a short on backlight, that could kind of lead to damage on VCC main, but there's not, so I really am at a loss. Let's see. Let's see what you guys think. If you guys can guess what the problem is, why does this have a VCC main short? What caused the bad cap? We don't have any idea. It's a bunch of hellos. That one large cap had a stain. I didn't see any caps with a stain. Let's go back. What large cap had a stain? The two that I kicked off have been often fail. One of them looked like it might have some visual damage, but not really. It was really minor. What cap do you think has a stain? Something like this? This is just underfill that you could just scrape off if you wanted to. So that's not really anything. That's a normal looking cap. What cap had a stain? I don't see a cap with any kind of stain. Nope. Nope. I don't see anything that looks like a stain. Everything to me looks pretty normal. Hi, Jessa, love the new cam. Me too, when I remember to charge it, which is kind of a pain in the ass. Let's see. Why is there a Pepe on the bottom of the screen? I couldn't give a shit. Pepe can go wherever he wants to. That is beyond my control, and I'm certainly not going to go track him down. All right. Just notice Pepe. Pepe can just live there. I couldn't care less. Yeah, exactly. What is Pepe?
I don't know what that means.
It's a seasoning. It's like a Cajun thing, Pepe. Everything's better with Pepe. Original side of the board. Original side of the board.
What is Pepe? Is someone tell me what
It's a seasoning.
It's the retarded frog.
It's the retarded frog. It's the thing that Lewis puts everywhere. Look, it's what he did to my desktop. That guy. That's Pepe. That fucker. All right, larger than that. Original side of the board. Down. Okay, let's try again. All right, where is the cap you're talking about? This side of the board?
Camera LDO.
Yeah.
Yes, that's the thing.
Camera LDO. That looks like Pepe right there on that chip. Look at that. Doesn't that look like a Pepe on the audio IC?
It looks like a creepy frog hand.
It looks like a hand. Look at that. Do you see that? Mark, do you see that? There's totally a Pepe handprint. This is like seeing Madonna's face. I see Pepe's hand on the audio IC. Hi. That's wow. This phone is haunted. All right. So I don't know what other side. Okay, other side. What are you talking about? Show me the stained cap. I don't see any stained cap. Don't see any. Gabriel says, hi, Sunday.
Hi, Gabriel.
Hi. All right. Let's see. Down. Hi, Jessa. I used Repair Shopper for over a year, and I highly recommend others to try it. All right.
Your link.
Via my link. Yes, exactly. Yes. Okay. Down. All right. Let's go down. Down. Around here, you see a cap in this region? Anywhere in here? A cap with a stain on it. Around here? Don't know. All right. That's probably too big of a delay. Somewhere around here, going once, going twice. Up left. Oh my God. Up left. Up left. Here we are. We're at up left. That's a fingerprint. Stop it. All right, I don't see any kind of caps with any kind of stains. That is definitely not, no caps with stains. No caps with stains. Right, okay, I give up. I give up as well. All right, so again, with the trust, you can either believe me or not, but I've looked over this board because I don't like to put heat on boards. And the reason I don't like to put heat on boards is because it's a stress. And detecting short by finding heat, you've got to throw current into a board that you know is going inappropriately to ground, and that's not as good, especially for data recovery, if you can just find the cap through visual examination. So I looked, and I don't see anything that looks abnormal to me. So what we're going to do is we are going to see if we can let this short declare itself using heat. So we are going to cover this board with freeze spray, and then we're going to inject current. I'm going to inject current into the top side of the board, because if I inject at the battery or somewhere else, then I'm just going to see that transistor Q1403 or whatever it is in the 6S that connects battery, VCC, and VCC main. That thing will heat up. That can't possibly be the cause of the short because it has no path to ground. So that would be a red herring, and we don't want to go investigate that. So I'm going to inject current up to the top of the board, and we're going to see what declares itself. And I thought this would be fun because it is always fun to use freeze spray. I don't use it a lot, but I would in this case where there's really no other logical evidence or any kind of visual damage to be our guide. So in this case, if we were to just start guessing VCC main potential shorts, we could totally have to take off every cap on this board in order to find the short, and I don't want to do that. All right, so let's freeze this sucker down and see what we get. All right, so freeze spray is making everything turn into beautiful white snow. Beautiful snowy day. All right, let's heat this bitch up. All right, so I'm gonna connect DC power, and I am going to inject no more than what that line would typically see, and I'm going to set the current limit at about the max, or a little over the max that this board would typically see. So I'm not going to throw 20 volts in here. I'm going to throw 4 volts, 3.9 actually, into this board. So I've connected red lead and black lead from DC power, and the board is consuming 1.7 amps. That's a lot. So there's a full short. Something's happening. So we're looking for heat. Show yourself. Show yourself. Show yourself, hotspot. All right, so it's the wires themselves are running nearly 2 amps of current, so they're going to get hot pretty quickly. So we're looking for some other hotspot. And there, I see a hotspot. So I see a hotspot right there on that cap. Let's do it again. So I disconnected DC power.
What does NH stand for?
New Hampshire.
No, Amsterdam.
What? Amsterdam?
Amsterdam, Zoodoost, NH, 1104 dB.
What the hell are you talking about?
That.
Some kind of international address? All right, so we're letting the board get cold again so that we can kind of really focus in on this spot. And connect power. Connecting power. Boom. All right, we've got 1.7 amps going through this board. So let's look, because this heat seemed to be coming from this area. And let's see what heats up. Let's see. All right, there we go. See that hotspot? I'm going to disconnect power. Look at that. So this one cap here is clearly heated up when nobody around him has. So that, to me, is a pretty good candidate for being a bad guy. So let's see what you guys think. So next step is to take that thing off. Let's see. What are we fixing tonight? We're going to start with a duck, bad cap and see if we can find the bad cap or bad chip that's causing a VCC main short to ground on this otherwise pristine and beautiful iPhone 6s that's here for data recovery. Please, bro, heat this board. Rehot CPU. Nope. All right. Okay, so let's see what happens if we take this cap off the board. So let's take him off. Get off my board. Oh, and he ran away. Where'd you go, little mofo? Ah, there you are. You can't hide. Oh, that's a screw. I guess you can hide, fucker. Okay, so now he ran off, so we can't inquire and say, hey, were you a wire? But we can look to see if we still have a VCC main short or not. So if he was indeed a wire, our VCC main short will be gone. So let's find out. So we are gonna go back to our trust multimeter, where you're going to have to trust me what it says. One side is ground. Yay! And the other side is 0.346 in diode mode. So that is the normal resistance for VCC main line. So that one got lucky, and we were able to use heat to find the cause of the short. So there you go. That's what that looks like. And I caution everyone to just kind of grab the freeze spray right away, because if you make the board hot and cold, you can damage the PMIC especially. It really doesn't like that. You can do it if you have to, and you'll be fine. And I also kind of don't want you to never use freeze spray, because in a case like this, it is exactly the right tool to use when there's really no other way to find the bad actor. And it's far less damaging to use freeze spray to find it rather than to just randomly start picking stuff off. Now everybody always asks, Jess, why don't you use the FluorCam? Well, I have one right over there, and it just doesn't have that same kind of resolution. It just kind of gives you too much of a general area. I love using my favorite tool, my face, which tells me if I have a hot spot. It's about the same resolution as the FluorCam, but it's a lot easier, always available, never needs to be charged up, and I use that a lot. You can boil alcohol if you have a really strong hot short. This one wasn't very strong or hot, so the right thing to do, in my opinion, was freeze spray. All right. Lewis defaced your channel. I really couldn't care less. Lewis does whatever he wants to my channel, and have at it. Will you fully fix this because it hasn't been water damaged? No, because that's not my deal. I do data recovery, and I don't repair for the sake of the phone. If it happens to be fully fixed as a result of data recovery work, then great, good news for them. They get a bonus. But no, I'm not going to warranty or be on the hook for whatever may be wrong with this board. And here's why. I would not have taken this repair as a for the sake of the phone repair, because it was at the start too open-ended. I don't know how this phone came to have that random cap short. I don't know if that has corrupted the NAND. I don't know if it has caused other problems. I don't know if that was a secondary issue to a different problem. I still don't know that. I don't know that this phone is fixed. And the level of effort that is involved to make this be a phone again, just from quoting it right out of the gate, is too much. There's way too much risk for me to put the time into solving what is really a pretty open-ended problem if I'm going to ultimately end up having to continue solving problems to really make it a usable phone again. So the right repair for us would be to quote this for data recovery, which we did. And now I'm going to stick it back in its own native housing and see if this thing will boot. All right, so I'm going to grab 6S. Parts. Let's see. That's 5S.
$36.79 UPS.
What are you guys talking about?
International shipping.
International shipping. To Amsterdam. Amsterdam, New Hampshire. All right. I keep hearing about this stream from Rossman, but I actually found it while watching that how I made my own iPhone video. Oh, how about that? That was Wyman's video, pretty sure. Lewis recommends foreskin over FLIR. Actually, I recommended foreskin over FLIR, and then he thought that was funny, so then he said that. Alrighty. Okay, so I'm putting a test screen on this, and I'm going to check the battery voltage before we try to turn it on, so that we're not asking it to do fancy stuff like charge battery before we can get data. All right, this battery has 4 volts. That's enough to boot if this phone can boot, or we will get the bad news and find out that it has some secondary issue. E.T.?
Did you say Uni?
No, I thought it was Goonies, but it was really Goonies.
Yeah.
And they were interviewed Fresca.
So I see.
It's been a fad since the late 70s.
I see some odd image effects. So image is kind of fading. So that is not quite normal. Oh, there's backlight, but no image. So let's take this screen off and see if we can figure out if it has no image because of this screen. So we'll try a different screen. Let's try a different screen and see what happens. And connect battery.
That guy's not gonna understand anything you said.
What guy?
The guy who just called and asked if his iPhone was made yet.
Made the phone yet.
If his iPhone was made yet?
Yeah.
Like it's undercover. Did they make my iPhone? All right, so I tried a different screen. Yay! So that looks good so far. Don't fade away. Don't boot loop. Don't boot loop, you motherfucker. Fucking just boot up like a good phone. I've had enough shit for today. Today was day 1 of Practical Board Repair School for 2nd May session. And we had a lot of fun. I did all my party tricks on day 1, which was a big hoot. But man, this class is loud, and we're like way too old for this shit.
They're all watching.
And they're all watching. Hi, class.
Hi, guys.
Tomorrow, shut the fuck up. Seriously, we can't handle it. All right, I'm gonna look over to Repair Shopper and see if it has touch. So let's see. Yeah, tomorrow's gonna be dead silent. Yay! 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 All right, so it's has a path here to data, and it has touch. Yay! Oops, shit! Don't start Vegas. All right, so there we go. Path to data. Phone is working, and we're gonna move it over into ready to recover. Are you ready for it? Write me up. Hey, let's start our board over for this week so we can see if we can beat our record. Last week we rocked it during course week with 19 recovered phones, which is pretty good. Pretty good for a shop, a little old shop. All right, so this fucker is moving to ready to recover path. Yay! Good news for Kevin. Kevin, if you're watching, you're gonna get some good news coming soon. All right, so let me put a note on that. Now, Jean, what did you put over here in the Jessa look at this pile?
A 6-touch with a giant screw jammed in a hole.
A 6-touch with a giant screw jammed in a hole. Great. Does the note say I jammed a giant screw in the hole and need some help?
Nobody said anything about jamming anything.
Nobody said anything about a screw? Okay, great. All right, let me just make a note. Ready to recover. Let's see. All right, native screen works plus backlight.
So that guy, I don't know if you were here when that guy Paul from UPS came in. Paul.
Alrighty.
Is the guy who will go on our website and put the,
Done, pal. Okay.
their address and they'll tell them how much shipping.
What is the name of the lady to your left? I don't have any ladies to my left. But my guess is that you're talking about our business manager, Sunday, who you can call iPad Rehab anytime. And Sunday will love to talk to you like you're her very best friend. That's her superpower, right?
Yes, anytime. That's what I say. Day or night.
All right.
Available.
Okay, so let's see. Let's look at Jean's phone. Let's look at Jean's phone. Where's the note, Jean?
What is the person's name?
Caesar. 24734.
It just says touch issues.
Touch issues. Touch IC replacement. Device passcode. None. Okay. No penalobes. All right, so Jean started opening up this phone with no penalobes, and she got this far and passed it over. So let's see. Victor Ortiz says, that is Sunday to Jessa's left. And this is Jean, who's also fucking hot, obviously.
Super hot.
Yeah, total MILF. All right, so let's...
What happened to the green screen?
What happened to the green screen?
Why is it here?
I know. What happened to the green screen? I gotta look that up. All right, so let's look at this under the microscope and see why Jean passed this over. Looks good. Looks good. Oh wow, damn! I've never seen long screw damage through the LCD shield, like with the shield intact. This is definitely gonna go in the mark queue.
No,
Wow.
problems, that's Jean.
Ouch. No, that is some serious long screw damage. Look at that. Damn.
Somebody from the stream just checked to see if so she actually did. And then they
Oh my god.
Whoever just hung up on me, I know you.
Whoever just hung up on Sunday that made her get up and answer the
Call
phone.
back Sunday.
They had no
You're
phone.
dead to her. She's not gonna be your very best friend now. All right. Trolls. Damn. I think you should answer the phone as Pepe. Yo, this is Pepe. What's up? That'd be pretty good. All right, dare we see what happens if we unscrew this damn, I mean that's like how do you
It's fine.
It's fine. It's fine.
Mark will fix it.
Mark will fix it.
No, there's nothing to fix. There's no long screw damage.
There is actually not, I don't think. In that hole.
They just put it in place.
Mm-hmm. All right, let's take out these other screws. But that hole, I don't know. I think this phone might have bigger fish to fry than a touch problem. But what do I know? All right, so let's open this sucker up. So the phone rang and you just heard like hot breathing.
No, I said, Sunday speaking, and they hung up.
Oh, what a pussy.
No way to get a date.
Yeah. I liked it when you said, oh, who was it that you said that guy doesn't get much tail? That was the
Forgot what
funny,
he said, but
that was the funniest thing you ever said, for sure. All right, so let's see if this is a porn star phone or not. All right, the good news is that the hole with the giant screw sticking out of it only really has minor long screw damage. Just a flesh wound, really. The other hole where he earlier shoved that bitch of a screw down. Ouch. Ooh, ow, owie. Ooh, that's deep. And then let's see what's behind door number 3. That one he might have gotten away with. All right.
So we tried to shove it in all the holes and just left it in the last one?
Yeah, man.
Just keep shoving it in?
Just keep shoving it in. Don't listen if that screw hole's saying no. No means no, and you're shoving a screw in the wrong hole.
You gotta shove the longest screw into the deepest hole.
Yeah, that's the way it works. Otherwise, just the tip.
Jean, did you see the video posted
Okay.
from when we were out there?
Oh, jeez.
Yes.
Do you know what he was explaining?
All right, let's just see how deep that is, and then we'll move on to something that is going to actually get fixed today, which is not this. This is gonna need a little bit of a little chat on Repair Shopper. Sunday, we'll go over to Repair Shopper, look up this guy's number. Are you gonna call him or just sort of update the ticket?
Who, the guy we're talking about right now?
The guy that raped this phone with his screw.
What's the ticket number? Caesar?
We're gonna take this bracket off and just kind of see how deep that is.
Caesar does not pull anything up, so.
All right, let's see. Yeah, ouch. That's gonna leave a mark. That already left a mark. Damn.
What's the ticket number?
Ticket number is 24734. And you know how I know the ticket number? I can look on the back of the phone at the label from Repair Shopper and just plug that in, which is really awesome. You can just know everything there is to know, and you can write an update. All right, so he has minor long screw damage in one hole. He had the wrong screw hole sticking up out of the LCD shield. He has serious long screw damage in the other hole, and that's going to be in addition to touch disease. Now this is one of these like really classic things where you have a phone and touch is not working, and especially if you're unaware of the common problem of touch disease in iPhone 6 Plus, what are you going to do? You're going to assume it's just the screen's not connected, so you're going to lift and really try to get it on there, and then you're going to really screw down the LCD shield to really make sure it's making great connection, and that's how you cause secondary long screw damage on top of your straightforward touch repair. All right, Gene, I'm going to turf this back to you. Here you go. Okay. What is next? Let's see. Are we actually fixing an iPad this time? Oh, probably not. I hate fixing iPads. Let's see. A whole bunch of holy hell, holy crap. Yes.
Is the next bowling alley? Bowling alley?
Yeah, we're gonna do the bowling alley next, I guess, I suppose. Self-destruct sequence. All right. Help, my iPad just went black. Screen won't turn on. Not even the battery symbol with a red bar won't show up. Well, you either have a dead, no power iPad, or you have a display issue, and you need to rule that out. Think about how you could use your computer to help you tell the difference between a no power iPad and a display issue. All right. If at first it doesn't fit, try another hole. It was Lewis on the phone. No, I don't think so. He doesn't troll that way. He likes to be more clever. All right, let's see. No lube or nothing. All right. Some guy goes, I know, I'm lengthened for your pleasure. Ha ha ha. All right. iPad 2 LCD connectors are notoriously crappy. If a smack makes it come back, it's the LCD cable. That is true. All right. Hit it for fun, then pull it apart. Check the connectors. Not if it's an iPad 4.
I would generally probably take it.
Okay.
Should I do 300?
All right. Let's get the bowling alley job. All right, where is that? Oh, excellent.
Should I
Delivery?
make that just a data job?
This, I don't know. Are you sure
Yeah.
you have enough time?
I don't know.
Yeah.
All right, so what's the deal with this? So
If
this
you
is
need-
from our local bowling alley, Miller Lane's down the street. We're going to try to fix this so that we can actually go down there and trade a repair for bowling, but it's got to work.
Just yell for me if you need help diagnosing that one.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, so this is a Lane machine board. So this guy came down here, and this is cool. This is a huge part of getting out there and getting away from just fixing cell phones all the time and diversify what you are going to fix. So look around, talk to people. There is so much stuff that has circuit boards, and a lot of the ways these things fail are really obvious. There'll be things that are broken off, that'll be blown up and black. You can detect shorts, you can find bad caps, you can look for any component that has suffered a visible injury, figure out what it does, and figure out a solution. So let's look at this. This is a board that comes out of a machine. When this guy stopped by, he told us that his bowling alley has to do this job, which I didn't even know was a thing. Did you know that bowling alleys will grease the alley, like the lanes, once a week? They have to. Really? You knew that?
I had no idea.
What?
I had no idea that a machine did it, I guess.
Wait,
I know
what
it's
you think,
oily
that
from when I
slaves
ball
get
it
out there and swab it? No,
out there with a Crisco bucket and a mop.
I just never thought they had a little machine.
I didn't realize that there was vegetable oil on there because it's gross. I mean, my kids like run out there. They, of course, cross the foul line and then they're flat on their faces sliding down the alley.
Funny you say
I
the
just
kids,
thought,
'cause it's usually me.
Self-lubricating.
I thought they were just klutzy. I didn't realize that the thing was like a greased pig. So he described this machine that does it, which is kind of like a Roomba that secretes some kind of lubricating oil. Yeah, secrete lubricating oil. I think that's good. Yeah, and it's kind of like a ice skating rink Zamboni, but for a bowling alley. Guess how much it costs? It cost, what did he say? The machine itself was 20,000 or 40,000, some like ginormous number of thousands of dollars, that he bought it in the 90s and has been keeping this thing going with the help of some old man who's getting ready to be our BFF as soon as we can track him down. So the circuit board, to get a new circuit board, if you can even find one for this thing, is $700, $800 for a new circuit board. And it'd be hard to find for this machine from the 90s. So let's look at it and see if we can figure out what's going on. So this is a single layer, tiny little, easy to 3D print. I mean, you could probably 3D print this circuit board. Mark, do you think you could actually make this circuit board?
Yeah, that wouldn't. I mean, it's just top and bottom. Like,
Yeah.
you could make that with like
Play-Doh.
Like, at home.
You can make it with polymer clay,
They
like
have
Sculpey
these,
clay.
Certain PCB things where you can like print out a mask over it and then
Yeah.
dip it in acid and it'll
Etch.
Yeah. So yeah, that wouldn't be too hard to make.
Yeah, so this looks pretty.
Pop in some relays and some.
This looks pretty simple. I'm gonna look for the problem, but if I need help, stand by. Let's see if Raj can fix this. Let's just send it to Raj. He needs some success. I think he might be able to. Yeah, I told him to quit. I hope not. All right. So I told you this day it's just too much. All right, so let's look at this thing from end to end. All right, so we've got a little Pac-Man dude standing on there and a couple of his buddies, his soccer buddies. All of this looks good. Some kind of a through-hole connector. He's got an iPod 4th generation charge port on here. There's a little capacitor who looks like he's about to go bowling on those guys. All right, let's see. This whole thing is pretty small. Coils, well, don't look there. That's definitely not the problem. And another iPod 4th generation charge port. And I love how everything's labeled so that you can see exactly where everything goes. All right, this is a little flex. And nothing is jumping out at me as wrong, so I hope we'll be able to fix this. Cute little resistors all in a row, like little peppermint candies. We've got a couple of chips. And that's it for this side of the board. Let's flip it over. Let's flip it over. All right. And on the other side, there's nothing. So it's just the little through-hole leggies. So let's see if we can find a bad joint somewhere. A couple of things from the Jimmy's from the ice cream cone shop. All right, so we're looking for anything that jumps out at us. Gee, I'd hate to have to get a consult from Mark to try to fix this. Hope we can find something on here. Alright, so I see nothing except for the bottom ends of these through-hole components. Ooh, there's a spot. So it looks like we've got some solder mask eroding off of this trace. We can put that back, but that's probably not... Ooh, it's oily! Ew! Ew! Gross! Mark, come lick this. I want to know what it is.
I was just gonna say, taste it.
Huh, now that doesn't look normal. And then here we are at the end of the board. Huh, I wonder if the reason why this is not working has anything to do with this. So let's just kind of take a guess.
Zoom out some.
Zoom out? I don't think I can. Yeah, this is max zoomed out.
You need a Barlow lens.
I need a Barlow lens is gonna help me. I need some 20x wide fields. Do you have any? Oh, that won't help the camera.
No.
All right, so this thing, let's clean it off so that we can get it. Gene, what the heck? Oh my God, Gene. Now we're, yes, we are. Okay. How the heck can you see anything that big under the microscope? Well, I'm just trying to show you guys. Okay. Wow, components have labels, not an Apple device. No, it does not. All right. Circuit board is green. Circuit board has letters on it. All right, well, we're gonna clean this off. I wonder if oil in general just kind of degrades PCBs over time. I don't know. All right, let's clean this off so we can get a look at it. All right. It's a big burn trace, I bet. I think they're relays as well, but I thought it was more fun to say coil because that's fun. All right. What's the sniff test say? Not gonna do it. Reflow them through hole joints. All right, so this is a prior repair attempt. Now, what did he say about this prior repair attempt?
He just said that like a few years ago, some guy soldered a wire on there for him, and that it has since burned up.
Has it been working since then?
Yeah, he said it was working, and now it's burned up again. Which, you know, makes you wonder if there's something like each one of those controls some sort of a solenoid. Mm-hmm. So I would wonder if there's something wrong with the solenoid that connects to those pins that's causing like a higher than normal current draw.
Yeah. All right, so let's clean this oil off this board. Or it could be something like this. See how this trace has delaminated from oil? This is probably like the end of a circuit board that's near the oil part of this doohickey.
Right, but
that it could have, you know, kind of delaminated something so that it is able to make connection and cause a short.
Well, there's still like ends of the wire that was soldered on there, aren't there? Like the wire itself melted and left its ends connected to those solder points.
Well, this is all there is.
Yeah.
There's wire and a big old blob of shit.
Boy, that is a Radio Shack iron job.
That is a Radio Shack finest. Yes, that is. Wow. All right, so let's flip this over and see what these guys go to.
Yay!
All right, let's see.
Don't talk to Mark. Who's in me? The kids asked if we get a dog the other day. I'm like, only if we can steal Christine.
It looks like there's kind of oily stuff in there as well. All right, so I mean, I love these things that are so well labeled that you could look this up and see if you could order one, which is awesome. So I'm guessing that they wouldn't have put this component here unless there was one of these relays in it at one point in time. And I can't really predict the consequence of that thing not being there during operation. So we should try to see if we can source one of those. All right, let's look around. So the burned up trace seems to be, did he lose this piece or not? Ew. There's like oil in there. Gross. All right, so that seems to be a total match. Gross. Roadie. Christine, we're gonna fix this bowling alley thing. It's gonna be awesome. We're gonna make Miller Lanes great again.
And we're getting silk jackets for our ladies.
Yes.
They're all good. It's gonna say lady boss.
The pink ladies.
Ah. Okay. All right. So I would think that one of those was there as part of the original design. All right. Let's see what you guys think. Pepe is still there. Pepe can do whatever he wants. Pepe can hang out as long as he wants to on my channel. Pepe is not something that I'm gonna get all panties in a bunch about Pepe. I don't really understand why anybody gives a shit about a fucking cartoon character. I really don't get that.
Market board only?
All right, so let's see what this
I don't see it.
one goes to.
Coded options in.
These are all coded options.
Pointed out.
All the things are coded options.
What's that? Is that chat shared?
I don't know, because you've got 50 copies.
All right, I'm going to use my multimeter on these pins. That looks like a bodge wire somebody added. Is that a thing? Bodge wire?
Bodge wire, that's an Australian term.
Bodge wire, yes. Relay contacts can get carbon deposits on them if they are mechanical type relays. Almost as gross as looking at cockroach damage. Kind of. That wire on that joint doesn't look kosher. Yes, all right. Solder in a fuse holder for easier repair next time. That's kind of a good idea. But he needs to do this, I think, tomorrow, so we're kind of under the gun here. Let's see. Capacitor dielectric will erode and or corrode a board as well. All right. I'm going to say oil caused damage. That's tough. Yes, most likely just default in the traces. You're lucky it's a single layer board. Sure. Looks like someone pulled up a scab. Yes. All right. Looks like Lewis's work. God. All right. Relays wear out. Yes, they do. Yeah, I fixed the old school whole house intercom in my old house, and had to go source one of these relays, and oh my god, it was so annoying. It would just sit there and click all day. All right, what qualifications do you need to learn board repair? None, other than having an analytical mindset and liking to solve problems.
And you have to have, it's best if you have two hands and your eyes work.
Actually, we had a guy here with only one eye. He did great.
I know, but it worked, right? The one?
Yeah, it worked. Yeah. You only need one working eye? Okay.
Two hands,
one eye
one eye.
works. Two hands.
Actually,
yes.
one eye's probably easier than
Yeah. I don't know about that. All right. A fiery passion to figure out why something is broken and perseverance to keep trying. All right. Oh, I think DigiKey has those relays. Sweet. Look at this. Let's just click right on here and order this. Yay. I love Stream. Yay. All right.
I don't know that we actually need to.
Well, it's missing one. I think that by design, it's pretty clear that it.
I think he pulled that intentionally.
Well, so what? Put it back. I mean, then figure out why. I think that.
Okay. You gotta get
Oiled buffer
We
board.
need it by tomorrow.
Well, they're going to.
Check mini group for if you're gonna make an order on Mouser.
Yeah.
Because I put the manufacturer's part number for 6S big backlight cap.
Yeah.
So the part number's in there, so you can search that on Mouser and pull it up.
Raj said to check the resistor shorting to ground. That is so mean. I refuse to laugh at that. That's really terrible.
Did Raj say that, or did somebody else say that?
No, somebody says Raj said to.
I thought that was Raj.
No, that's not actually Raj. No, Raj. No, that's over the line. Okay. All right, so nobody's gonna drive out to Honey Eye Falls in the middle of the night to deliver us anything here to help us fix this? Fine, I see how you are. I see how you are, stream. We're on our own, Mark. All right, we gotta make this board great again. Okay, let's get this. Actually, before I mess with that, I'm gonna use the multimeter here and just see if I find some differences between what I think is ground. I'm gonna go with this. I'm gonna go with this looks like ground because it looks giant. So that looks like it's kind of everywhere. And I'm gonna just kind of check in these contacts to see if something is different because they look like they should all be largely the same. All right, so I'm listening to see if anything is short to ground. All right, so I don't hear anything short to ground in any of these contacts. So what I'm looking at here is the thing that is going to likely plug into the machine overall. And it looks like that connector, see how I look at trace number 10, it looks like it's connecting to the ends of these relays. And I just wanted to kind of use that as a way to see if we could come up with something short to ground. It may not be though, it's hard to tell. Yeah, those things are connected. Yep, so we've got like connector going to some of these relay points. All right, so that doesn't really point us anywhere other than let's see what happens if we just kind of doctor this back up and keep an eye on it and see if we can learn a little bit more about this board or this particular device for the next time it fails down the road. We'll see what happens if we try and just fix the obvious damage, and then we'll go down there and say, give it a try. All right, so what I'm gonna do is heat this up. All right, so there was a old wire. And I'm gonna turn on, I don't like to breathe bowling alley oil
We found the thing.
fumes. We found the thing, she said. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? I turned it on like 3 times today. What? Part of the party tricks? Here, one of my party tricks was I told one of the students I would give him $10 out of the register if he could blow this cap off the edge of the board. But first I asked him, like, do you guys think that you could use this hot air station to just blow that cap right off the board? And I believe he said, hell yeah. So I said, okay, do it. I'll give you $10. $10 if you can do it. So then he was like, huh. And then he sat down and tried and was not able to do it. That is too loud. Alright, so there we go. Alright. Holy crap, is that a jet? No, it's the fume extractor that I have on all the time whenever I solder, obviously. Okay, so the best repair, if we weren't under a time crunch, what I'd like to do would be to use one of the trace repair kits, because this is really a bona fide perfect candidate for one of these board repair kits that has epoxy where you cut a new trace, you would lay it down there to match that exactly. Don't we have that? Let's try to do that.
You should have found that before you started the
Should have found that before we started the stream. Does anybody have any fucking clue where that thing possibly is?
Probably at Fontainebleau.
No,
What are you looking for?
we at one time had a trace repair kit that was kind of silly, but now,
It's like strips of copper that.
yeah, really thin copper that we could kind of epoxy on here. You don't have any idea.
Sunday's face just said
Sunday's Face said, no, we don't know where the fuck that is. All right.
Yeah.
It's in locker
The
3.
locker with all the papers.
In locker 3. Oh, no. That's what we need to do.
I think
Lewis's
we
is
should
not
fill-
that loud because he doesn't actually turn it on. He just pretends that he does, and he just hits this little sound button that just kind of makes like a little fan sound, and he acts like he's using a fume extractor, but he's too cheap for those things, for sure.
Can we fill locker number 3 with the packing peanuts and ask Chris to do it?
Oh, no, we can't. God, no, we cannot do that.
It'd be fun though.
Yeah, that would be fun. All right, so what are we going to use to fix this? Let's see. What would be the best material? What I'd like to do is cut trace material. Should I spend 5 minutes looking for that thing just to kind of do it right?
I will look in the only place that anything that would be left that we brought from Hot Glue.
Yay! Is it locker number 1?
It's the locker that says my mom is cooler than your mom.
My mom is cooler than your mom locker. Let's look. I will read chat while we kind of take a look. All right.
We have a heating element.
Will electric tracing pens work? No. No. Heavens no. I think that solder wick was what the last guy used because it seemed kind of like braid.
Yeah. You know, I would use, if you can't find the other thing,
Yeah.
this guy.
Yeah. Well, where's the rest of him? I don't want to use actually him.
Well, there's a bunch of pieces in there.
In there? Really? Where's the whole spool of this stuff?
I don't know. It's been gone for.
Really?
You
What?
got so much to choose from.
Those are my jumper wires. I need those guys.
Well,
Wait, is this the end of it? Yes! Yes! That's the end of the spool.
Oh wow.
It is. Like, this is the end of my little Radio Shack spool of this shit. Yeah.
Oh, I found a glove.
You found a glove. Oh, great. All right.
One more cigarette.
All right. Okay. We're gonna go with big ass wires from. I can't believe I used that entire spool of this stuff. That's kind of a mark of professional accomplishment. Big ass wires coming up. Big ass wire it is.
Nope, not there.
Nope. You know what I really feel like right now?
Pina colada?
No.
Yeah, let's go.
No. I feel like John Robinson from the paste soldering video. This is just like, I can just, because we watched that today, and so I just hear, you know, like, soldering is used in a number of modern applications. And then he's like, why don't we just screw them together like this?
For high reliability.
High reliability soldering. Yes.
You need to pay attention to your WPI.
Yeah, well, it's like, and the number one problem is time. 2 seconds is the maximum time. I'm gonna set a little timer here.
This is the
Make sure
iPhone
it's-
7 that you asked me how we broke the connector. He sent a picture. He said he used a screwdriver.
What? Oh, that's the guy with the battery. He used a screwdriver
Well, hey, we got 200 of those.
for 7. Are those iPhone 7?
That's 6 plus.
6 Plus and 7 are different.
Are they?
Yeah.
You sure?
Well, there's 3 little fuckers there.
Maybe it's the same as the 6.
Maybe.
Which I quoted.
Like, how much for? I don't understand.
Too much.
I just don't
Way
understand.
too
How's it,
much.
like-
You'll lie awake at night if you think about things like this.
I do. I think to myself, like, how have I never done that?
She does think that. She was like, I have never insert ridiculous thing some customer did.
The least skilled person.
The least skilled
I think
person.
you should take apart the next iPad Pro.
I think you should. Yeah, that could be your thing.
Yeah, that's just what I want.
That is a great idea. Yeah, yeah, He shouldn't really have to pay a big penalty for using a screwdriver. He was just trying to fix his own iPhone. Poor little dude. Jessa, does that WDS 700 rework station in the back work effectively? I have no idea what a WDS 700 rework station. What are you talking about? Give us some more clue. Tell us what color it is. Help us out. We don't know what you're talking about. All right. How many watts is the coil that Trace drives? I don't remember, and it's on the other side of the board, so don't know.
No, that's not a rework station.
Is it what you would assume?
That's a CNC.
I understand, but of all the things in the back, isn't it what you would guess?
What? That?
I would assume he's talking about the CNC.
If he's calling the CNC a rework station, then I don't think any of that really matters.
Then you should sell it to him.
All right, I kind of think I need to get the bigger iron. The students were hilarious today. They decided to call this iron Bubba. We're like, if you need more heat. Oh shit! I dropped the chip quick. I'm gonna be forced to use Amtech Flux.
You should call it Big Bertha.
Big Bertha.
I used to have a mechanic's shirt that said Big Bertha on the name tag.
I bet you did.
That said what?
It said Big Bertha on the name tag on a mechanic's shirt, and it was tailored into a dress. Fantastic.
Nice.
Crap, that's a lot of freaking jumpers. I found your jumper stash stuck to the side cutters.
My jumper stash. Oh. Oh, nobody could really see that. There we go. All right, and let's move this along. All right, what is the trick to read schematics? I think giving yourself permission to not have to understand everything is the trick to reading schematics. And just look at it and think, what's basically going on here? Look for what is likely power, what is likely data. I kind of feel like I should take off this insulation and then just use the UV curable stuff.
No.
Yeah, I think I'm going to do that. I'm going to take this off and go with the UV curable stuff at the end.
Gina, I bought you cleaner.
All right, there we go.
Oh, I bought you Mr. Clean bars.
Mr. Clean?
Bars. Yeah.
What? What's a Mr. Clean bar?
It was like white foam bars.
Actually, they cut all of this.
Is that pretty nice?
What are you talking about?
Just trying to clean all the shit off the stations. Sticky flux.
Oh, yeah. All right, fair enough.
Did you get a 2-second dwell time?
Time above liquid is 2 seconds. 2 seconds. This iron transfers heat too fast. This iron is too slow.
That one's just right.
This one is the only one we have, so it better fucking work.
Neat. Is he using Google Translate probably?
You can't broke that.
But he's using Google Translate. I mean, why would you ever say when made?
I don't know.
All right, let's magic eraser. So there is no continuity on the copper trace. No, well, obviously not. There's a giant fucking hole, so no. No, there's not. All right. Let's just knock that off. That's a big ass piece of wire. All right, now let's make sure that this one does have continuity even though it is exposed. Jessa, would you be able to direct me to any videos, links to read schematics? No, I mean, I don't remember. I never used any kind of videos or links. I stared at schematics and until they made sense, I guess. I don't know. Mark, how'd you learn how to read schematics? Like, what's the answer to that?
All
right, that does have continuity, so there we go.
Things just started to slowly come together.
Yeah, I feel like I remember being so stupid that I had to ask somebody what does plus VE mean? Think about it. Plus symbol, VE. Oh, good. I'm glad I now I feel way less dumb for having to ask.
It's a positive.
Yes, good job. Good job. Positive. Yes.
I remember when I first started looking at.
You can also do minus VE.
I spent a lot of time reading like the articles written for 12-year-olds on SparkFun.
Yeah.
And then I would kind of apply what I learned from there to looking at the Apple schematics. And then when I would run across something like that I didn't understand, I would just take any unfamiliar terms and Google them.
Yeah, I did a lot of that too. Yeah, I would do the same thing. Where I think it's when you first start out, it's pretty clear that 1V8, you can figure out how to. I mean, I knew how to use a multimeter with no training by having to fix things like, why are all the lights off upstairs?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Let's. What happens if I jam this in an electrical socket? What do I need to put this on? Hey Google, how do I measure what's coming out of the outlet? Oh, you put it on the one that with the squiggly line. Okay. You know, and then, oh look, the outlet that works gives me, you know, a number, and the outlet that's dead says nothing, so that tells me that's a problem. So how can I figure out why that outlet doesn't have any juice? Circuit breaker doesn't do anything, so it's not that. Okay, well, I guess the wires from there go somewhere. Where would they go? Probably up to the ceiling. To, you know, you've put it like you've hung a ceiling lamp before, so you know what a junction box is.
Mm-hmm.
Well, let's go in the attic and see what the fuck's going on. You know, you're never expecting to be able to figure any goddamn thing out, but you know, like how hard can it be? I'm sure I can just DIY the internet will tell me how to be an electrician. How hard can it be? Go up there.
He's an idiot.
Yeah, exactly. You know, well, if Steve can do it, he didn't even know how to hook up the fucking hot tub. So then you go up in the attic, find a junction box, unscrew it. I mean, you can't make it worse. And then I see that there's a shit ton of wires. I don't know what any of these mean. I don't even know what white and black means. Which one's the good one? I have no idea. But you can see that you could kind of figure out just with the multimeter what was giving you a reading and what was not, and then kind of map this out. And then it became obvious that what I know from reading the fucking pamphlet that came with the ceiling fan from Home Depot said to turn the wire nuts this way and not tape shit together with electrical tape. You know, so it was like, this is clearly done by some idiot electrician who I was even more like, well, I don't want to hire one of those guys. And it's pretty obvious that, all right, shit is all falling apart here. So I just kind of tightened up all these wire nuts because it was working before and now it's not. Probably something came loose. Tighten, go downstairs, fucking lights turn on. Yes! You know, and then it's just like, now solving that one problem, you learned one little thing about how your multimeter works. Mm-hmm. And then the multimeter goes back out in the garage. Same thing, you know, like, here's one. Why is the fucking Minecraft torch that I bought in a lot of eBay broken toys, how come the light doesn't turn on? Well, I have no idea. How does this thing work? I have no idea. It's a circuit, I guess. It's got to have a power source. How do I figure this out? Well, how do you measure a battery? Look up. Internet tells you use the V with a line over it. All right. How about a battery? What happens if I go like that? Oh, it says 9 volts. It is a 9-volt battery. Okay, I guess that's how you do that. So therefore, what happens at 9 volts? And it's real simple stuff. Mm-hmm. And then you could figure out that, oh, okay, this thing is missing this clip. So how can I build one out of tinfoil? Fucking works. And you're like, yes, you know. And then you know one more thing on your multimeter, and it just kind of goes like that. So from there, I think if you know a little bit about DC current now versus AC current, that you could get to a board like this and be like, well, how does this thing work? I don't fucking know. But I'm guessing that you have to give it some kind of power source. So how would that go? Where's the power connector? About what? What would you apply a voltage? Probably. That's kind of how electricity works. What voltage would you do? I don't know. What happens if I just kind of set this on 3 and then start turning it up until something happens? Like, just fucking mess around. Figure shit out. So what about you? Did you have like little stories like that?
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I can't think of anything applicable.
Does
Yeah.
it just come with a Y chromosome?
Yeah, I mean, you know,
Somewhat.
when I was Max's age, I was taking shit apart.
Yeah.
And then it wasn't until I was about like 14 or 15 that I started putting it back together.
Yeah, I
and it
think
worked.
taking stuff apart is a big thing. I can remember
Yeah.
taking apart like a rotary telephone. It was cool. And you would just see stuff like this and you had no idea what it did. But you got
Yeah.
the sense of how things kind of connect or go together and start to see patterns.
I used to take apart my Game Boy like every year to get a new one.
Oh, this thing doesn't work, Mom. I have no idea. Yeah, I can remember, trying to solder my dad's PS1 off some internet
Yeah.
mod that failed horribly because I was using my mother's stained glass soldering iron, which had a tip as big as a Wagner heat gun, just trying to like burp, and a big ball of solder like splattered across the entire board, and I had no idea what to do about that.
Oh, I know. I learned a lot about the basic use of the multimeter from doing like putting a turbo in my car and having to wire up a bunch of stuff,
Mhm.
like all the electronics to make it do what you want it to do, and
Hmm.
so a lot of that transferred over. To
Yeah,
fixing
putting in a
boards.
car radio, things that you do have instructions for.
Mhm.
The old Nissan Sentra that I bought was a repo, and therefore, obviously, came with no radio whatsoever. And so, but I love that Nissan
Oh, I had a
Sentra.
Nissan Sentra too.
You did? Was it black?
No, mine was silver. It was a '96.
Oh, mine was black, and I have no idea. It might have been an '88. But so then it's like, all right, I have no idea what this rat's nest of fucking wires from this dude's like souped up Nissan Sentra, now repoed one-time radio. So you get you get a radio and from Walmart, read the instructions, and then start measuring around and trying to figure out how this shit goes together. I mean, it's not
You
that
know the
hard.
trick to figuring out which color wire is which speaker?
No, I don't. What?
They're always paired, right?
Okay.
So like there'll be two grays, but one will have a stripe or something like
Yes.
that.
Mm-hmm.
You take a AA battery
Mhm.
and put them on the ends of it, and it'll make static out of the speaker.
Oh, that is a good trick. I did not know that. That is a good trick. I like it. Yeah, so stuff like that. Where did you learn that trick?
A friend of mine that worked at a car audio shop.
All right, hanging out with guys that fix things. That's a good way.
Yep.
Well, I think that, from fixing like the Minecraft toy that didn't work, then it's pretty natural. You feel comfortable with a multimeter somewhat. Like, this thing has helped me save $2,000 from not having to pay the electrician. I love this thing. Well, I don't really know very much about it, but I know he's my friend. So let's go, buddy. Let's have another adventure. So if you're looking at a schematic or an iPhone board, you could say, well, what's the battery voltage? Well, it's written right on there, 3.8 volts. Okay, I can figure out how to measure the battery voltage on the iPhone battery because I've already done it on a 9-volt battery. And then you can look at the schematic, and when you see things like 1V8, and then you look at your burn spot on the board, you can guess that that should probably have 1.8 volts just by taking a guess or just seeing what it is, and then it matches, and then you know a little
how
piece of the
that
code.
clicked for me was measuring and
Right.
saying, okay, this is 3V0 and it's 3 volts. And then next time, oh, this says 1V8 and it's 1.8 volts. Okay.
Right.
So that makes sense.
Or you'd find like a burned out filter on a board where you would be like, what is this thing supposed to do? Well, it's the line on either side of it says 1V8, and when I hook this thing to the battery and very carefully measure between ground and that line, I get 1.8, and then on the other side of that thing, I get 0. So I'm going to guess that that thing's kind of like a drawbridge because it looks all fucked up. And now when I look on the schematic at that spot, I see this symbol, and that kind of tells me, all right, that thing passes current and
Then you
needs to be
look
there.
up what that symbol is, and then you read for 5 hours on what inductors are. and
Yeah,
how they
exactly.
work, and-
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so you just gotta suss it out, yo. Suss it out.
Yeah, you either have to Google the hell out of everything, or you got to come to practical board repair school and.
Yeah, exactly. In 5 days, we'll just tell you. All right, but there's no other help. All right, vibration makes wire nuts fail extra quick. Yep. All right. I always Google part numbers of boards to see if there's any additional info. Yeah, you can figure that.
Nissan Sentra Club too.
You had a Nissan Sentra? Was it black? Oh wow. Oh, you guys were in the silver Sentra. Oh.
Actually, the hatchback is the coolest.
All right. Okay, so then let's look back at this and see what we're gonna do. So I mean, this for a quick fix, we're gonna go with this wire is now connected, and I'm gonna cover this up with some of our UV curable solder, according to China, mast that we talked about before. So we're gonna use this UV curable solder mast and cover that up, and we're gonna cover up the other exposed trace as well. And then we're just gonna go down there and test, ask him, hey, did you remove this relay and why? And see if this thing will work for him. And what we're really gonna do, and this is the key, I think, to this kind of stuff, is we're gonna see if we can talk to who is the local old man that has been fixing this stuff and keeping this going since the 90s, because that's pretty awesome. And we're gonna go see if we can dig him up and talk to him, because our understanding is that he wants to, and we're gonna go dig him up. I mean, I'm hoping he's not actually dead. Digging him up in that case isn't really gonna help us that much.
Make for a great field trip.
It would be a great field trip. All right, so we're just gonna put this on here and just say, hey dude, can I buy a couple hours of your time for you to just walk me through the signature faults on this stuff, what to look for? Can I buy some old parts from you or old donor boards or whatever? And then you can kind of really take advantage of an opportunity like that to really learn something that you don't know and be able to say yes to more odd jobs. I think kind of being willing to take a look at these fix odd shit jobs is great. I mean, it's super fun. Even if you don't fix it, it's fun. All right, so we're gonna put green blood on this other one. So just cover that back up. Perfect. All right, I'm gonna go stick this in the UV nail dryer. Now this stuff we have started stocking on iPadRehabSupply.com. So we have finally stocked both the UV curable green adhesive and the fancy nail dryers. So let's get that going. Stick this in here. All right, so we're gonna let that have a few minutes. And what time is it? Probably be done. Ooh. Oh yeah, we were rocking it on time. All right, so let's read this. Jessa, will that tiny wire hold the current? That's a pretty big wire. I don't know the answer to that. That's the biggest wire that I have here for sure. Jessa wants industry secrets.zip from the old man. Yeah, they want the old man. The old video arcade guys are fun to talk to. Yes, that sounds super fun and really relevant. All right. iPad Rehab grave robbing service. We'll dig up the old man. Great. Yeah, it's a fairly heavy wire for that trace. It is. I'd prefer to just make the trace back, but we can't do that and have him be able to satisfy the teeming masses of Honey Eye Falls bowlers that need to. Do they have like a league? Like, is there a night that?
Yes.
Is it is it Wednesday night?
There's always a league every
Oh, every night?
Yes.
Jeez, that is it. All right. Scrape the trace up and roll it up. It'll be smaller than I bet. That's a great idea. If we had more time, we would roll a blunt out of that trace and just measure it, but we're not going to do that. All right. That wire has more copper in it than the original trace did. Does this UV thing insulate the wire? Yes, that's the point of it. It kind of is very similar to nail polish. In fact, I'm not sure that it's not just nail polish. It doesn't smell like nail polish. It looks like... Mark, how much will it cost me to for me to paint your nails with that? Just one. Oh my God! Did you fucking lick that?
It's not nail polish.
You did not lick it. Oh my God.
Definitely not nail polish.
Can I paint one of your nails with it? Did you fucking lick it? You did not. Did he?
I don't know, but he's not really.
He's not right. This whole day
right.
has been fucked up. I'll tell you what. Can I paint one of your fingernails with this, and then you stick it in the UV thing? Just for a few minutes. Come on!
No, I got invoicing to do.
Oh!
Besides, you gotta end the stream in like
I know,
3
I do.
minutes.
I've got to get to the end of it. We're gonna be done.
You better start catching up on the messages.
I'm catching up. Does the UV thing insulate the wire? Yes, that's it's very much like nail polish, although Mark claims using his taste test that it is not. Where's what?
Your phone.
My
You
phone?
could post to iPad rehab
Right here?
about your spinners.
Oh yeah, that'd be a great idea. Come down to, we should sell spinners at the bowling alley for my ped rehab. That's a good idea. 102222. Glass paint as a solder mask. All right. AC. There's a guy on YouTube that fixed an old bowling alley to like brand new. That's pretty cool. R.I.P. Mark Schaefer. And Michael Oberdick says, Mark's licked worse. Bet that has to do with the let's piss in a corner night that you guys had. Time to write a eulogy for Mark. All right. Mark just got +1 oral cancer potential from licking weird shit from China in a tube that's green. That goes in a UV fucking thing. Yes. All right. Is the solder mask on your website yet? I'm putting, as soon as I'm done this, I'm going to go home, open up my laptop, and list the solder mask and the UV nail salon. Like, cool thing. Which honestly, I really like the little nail salon for drying this stuff because iPhone boards fit in it. But also this thing, this thing fits in it. It would be hard to just sit there with one of those handheld ones. When will the iPad Rehab store sell glitter solder mask? That is a great idea. We should have put glitter on that, Mark. That would have been cool. He'll taste it, but he won't wear it. I know. What's up? What's up? All right. Tell all book of Tennessee event. All right. I want to start a business of my own for fixing phones and tablets, but I'm scared as I've never done any repairs in my life. Well, you shouldn't start a business then. Oh, my back is killing me. You should start fixing a bunch of stuff, like go down and talk to your bowling alley guy, or go talk to, there's all kinds of people that you can talk to that don't even think about fixing things, and start at the hobby level on the weekends. Go talk to, who I talk to? The guys that sell the expensive digital pianos. Those things have circuit boards, and they don't know how to fix any of these old ones. They are literally throwing them in dumpsters. Grand pianos going in a dumpster because of a lack of parts and a lack of being able to micro solder something that has like obvious break fix damage like this. There's all kinds of people that you can talk to in your own town. What is the name of the UV insulator? It is called iPad Rehab Supply Store UV curable solder, and I'm going to call it mask because that just makes sense. All right. Just put an order into my competitor today. You don't carry solder paste. Thanks. You're dead to me, Paul S. All right. Yes, I did receive your email today. We were reading that outside. We've had students here all day long. They just left, and we had to do these 2 rush jobs, plus the bowling alley guy, and then we're gonna have to go list stuff on the website and then go to bed. But I thought your email was great, so we should talk more about that later. Ask the old man for old manuals and documents. Most have schematics in the back. Sounds great. All right. Do you give classes to teach this repair? We teach practical board repair, and honestly, yes, this would be something that we would do in class because it's part of extending your business beyond cell phone repair. All right, let's see. I don't think that thing has had quite enough time. So let's clean up a little bit and get ready to get the hell out of here. Oh, look, any special instructions on his ticket? Jumper top right. Okay, done. We did jumper top right. We did. What's this next one? 6S no power. That is going to be for tomorrow. Okay. So many little things that I don't have time to do. All right, old man Elmer who waxes the lanes. How much does it cost for your classes? All that stuff's on the website. So step 1 to coming to Practical Board Repair School is figuring out how to use the internet to find out about Practical Board Repair School. All right, I think I'm going to leave this in here for a few minutes while I clean up, but I want to end the stream. So let's kind of take a look. And you can see what this looks like dried. This one I think may need a little bit more time so that it's not juicy in the center. But this is going to be what we're going to do for this one. And we will head down to the bowling alley tomorrow after class and let you know if he can oil those lanes and if this solves the problem or not. So we will be done and see you guys next time.